We live. Yo, what's up? What's up, family?
What's really good, y'all?
So right now we got it's on myself and Deron. Michelle won't be here today. I did send her the link just in case she do get a chance to tap in, but for you all that's looking for the lovely Michelle, she would not be here today. So
Hopefully you niggas stay. So we still got shit to talk about.
oh yeah, definitely.
Mhm.
I know you all. I know some of y'all motherfuckers between Wednesday and Friday that's thirsty as hell be trying to look at Michelle and shit. But hey, on top of the beauty, she still got the brains and stuff. So and myself and Deron, we also got the brains. So y'all
I
make
mean,
sure.
well, I do.
Ain't that a bitch? So, quick rundown on the show today. We got some hot topics. We got a young lady that's going crazy and shit. And I don't know. There is no backstory to this video. So when I show y'all that video, y'all just go wow on the female. I haven't even showed Ron yet because I this shit. And we also got we're gonna talk about the Minnesota shooting. That was standoff for about a good 6 hours before Minnesota police shot and killed the man. We're gonna talk about a young lady that reason she think that a man is supposed to be for shit. We got a Louisiana man that went viral for doing some fuck shit. We also the Sesame Place, we got that on there too. And then I'm gonna try to find some more about this other story my brother just told me. It's fresh off the press, happened about an hour ago. So we're gonna try to see if I can find more information, because see, we not like your typical news station. We don't just sit up here and want to be first to get a story. We want the right story. It's a big
Right.
difference. And if we wrong, we wrong. Hey, I don't mind being wrong, because I don't have a problem with saying, hey, I messed up, I'm wrong. But I prefer not to, have to backtrack and do that. But if I got to, I got to.
He don't mind being wrong, but he prefer not to be wrong.
Have to be wrong, exactly. So, hey, we here to make you laugh, smile, cry. But the most important thing, we here to make your ass think.
Educate and entertain.
Yeah. So, but you know what? Because I just came across. Well, I didn't come across it. I just happened to see it. What was that? Last week, I was at the gas station. Right. This lady walked up to me. She didn't seem like she was homeless or nothing, but she walked up to me and she asked if I had some money for gas.
Okay.
So I was like, yeah, I can hook you up. Where you at? Where's your car at? Lady told me, oh well, my car not here. So is that what we doing now? We gonna say that we need gas money, but you don't have a car to show that
So
you
you
need
gonna
gas?
ask for gas money at a gas station without something to put the gas in?
Exactly.
I mean, it would have been better if she at least had a gas can. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, my car broke down like half a mile back. I just need to put in this camera. But then, being a gentleman, hopefully you would have been like, well, I'll drive you back to your car. That would have fucked up
Right.
the whole hustle right there too. But like, oh, you don't have to worry about taking me to my car because I think it's gonna get towed before I get there or some shit like that.
Yeah, yeah, I'm not gonna fall for that shit either.
You ain't gonna fall for the banana in your tailpipe.
Hell. But you know what, man? All these stupid ass scams, man. I don't know how it is out there in Texas. I don't know if they sitting up here begging like they are, like they were in Chicago. Is it bad out there like
I
that
mean,
too?
we don't have the bucket boys, but I mean, Texas is pretty yo, yeah, under the viaducts, they don't beg, but they be out there with the sign. Yeah, they out there, and you got to figure out, yo, I told y'all the other day it was 111 degrees. Imagine being homeless in that shit.
Man, shit.
I had a girl today tell me, she's like, I want to transfer to Chicago. I said, she's from Utah, raised here in Texas. I said, Chicago ain't where you want to be. I said, you could deal with Chicago in the spring and summer, but from October to April, you're going to be fucked up. That's a different kind of cold. Change your whole life type of cold.
Man, like me, I'm a lot different than a lot of people. I don't know if you noticed when we worked together, but when it got real cold, I can tell you who's not gonna be at work.
Not only that, but like your ass come to work, had on the motherfucking mask. This is before COVID. This nigga have on the mask, the hood, the hat. I was like, damn, dog.
Man, look, hey, me and the cold don't get along. Like I low key, I was laughing at all the motherfuckers that came to work when that polar vortex hit. When they talking about 30, 40, 50 below and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't know who gonna be at work, but I can guarantee
I was out on duty injury at that time, so I was just at the crib chilling anyway.
Man, look, my wife, like, this is what made me want to get an automatic starter. Like my wife's car, I hit the automatic starter. I had to run my black ass out there to go start my car. I'm like, shit. I ran out there, started my car, ran in the house. About 20 minutes later, ran back out there.
That's what be fucking me up with Chicago. I'm like, man, I don't even understand how racism exists in Chicago. Cause like during the winter, we should iron all that shit out, man. Cause it's too cold to be racist. Like shit, man. I'll be racist in the summer, man. I can't be racist when it's cold, man. I need to get up here. We need to huddle up or something.
Like I can't even gang bang in the summer. I mean, in the winter time, Hey man, we about to go shoot up. Nah, you know what, man?
You know what's funny is that like you want to know real dedication? Roll through the hood, 10 below zero. You see a motherfucker out there walking, right? Crackhead. That's dedication, home. That's dedication, home.
Like I'd be one of them type of niggas. Like if I was a drug dealer, right? They'd be like, hey man, we need you to go sell these keys. Nah, you know what, man? I look like I'm like.
Well, you know what? Selling keys is no. I couldn't be no corner boy.
Well, yeah, corner boy.
Yeah.
Hey man, we need you to go sell these bags, man. No, you know
like, man, you know what? I done saved up. I'm gonna holler at y'all come April though. Like save my spot though. I got you.
Nah. That's like when I was in the military, right? They had this little poster I guess Al Qaeda was putting out there, and Al Qaeda was they was trying to do their recruiting, right? And they was paying $1 million a year.
At the military base?
Yeah, they had them. Well, they had them up there to show us what they was doing. This was when I was
right. Oh, okay.
So I'm like, you know what? I should go apply. And then as soon as they tell me, hey, we need to do a suicide, you know what, man? This job is not a good fit for me.
Right? Yeah. You know what? I'm not really gonna be able to do that. I thought that I could do that, but I can't do that.
Yeah, this job not a good fit. So
right,
hey,
yeah.
So the first story we got, man, this is why I don't like mainstream media. Because mainstream media, it doesn't matter if you go with Fox or if you go with CNN. they gonna give you the story that they feel like is gonna fit their narrative. And I think that's bullshit. Tell the story. Don't try to fit a narrative. So on Friday, May 27th, a four-time convicted felon named Dennis Butler opened fire on a graduation party in Charleston, West Virginia, with a stolen AR-15. A woman, the woman right there, black woman, pulled her legally owned and registered handgun from her purse, shot him dead before anybody was injured. Now they said, the person that did this, I'm sorry I couldn't post this earlier. However, I couldn't find anything on CNN, ABC, NBC, MSNBC, or any other type of liberal news outlet. I looked this story up, and best to my knowledge, this is a legit story. Okay. So unless anybody got anything that confirmed that it's not legit, this story is legit. The lady, in my eyes, she a hero.
Okay, well, number one, big ups to look, I'm big advocate gun ownership. You know what I'm saying? So big ups to you. But how fucked up are you that you got an AR-15 that you start shooting before anybody knows that you're there really, and you don't hit nobody? You are a clown. Y'all, they can call it what they want to call it. You deserve to be dead. You got an AR-15. You are unloading. If you just give a blind spray, a blind squirrel can get a nut, but you can't hit nobody.
Man, look,
now,
you would think.
Now, on the flip side of that, thank God he didn't hit nobody. But dude,
right.
Crime is not what you do. Crime is not what you do. Let me stop before I say something I can't take back.
You know what? You got okay. Here's my opinion. I give a fuck who like it. If just say you got this person, he done been in jail 15 different times, all for either stealing, theft, robbery, something like that, but you done been in jail 10, 15 times. You might want to change what you do.
Yeah, because crime ain't what you do.
At least stealing ain't.
Right.
I don't know what might be his he might be good at doing, but stealing ain't.
I used to tell I just told somebody this, that like I used to walk on decks at the beginning of every 90. And it got to the point where I had to kind of like slow down doing it because it's always somebody on the deck that you go to that was on the deck you came from. So I would be like, yo, come here, man. Let me holler at y'all, man. Turn TV down, blah, blah, blah. But before they get caught on to me, I used to be like, man, look, let me tell you something, man. Y'all not here because y'all committed no crime. That's not why you in jail. So they think I'm going on some pro-black, you're not supposed to be locked up type shit. And I'd be like, yo, y'all here because you stupid.
Exactly.
Because if people commit crimes every day, they never come to jail. You know what I'm saying? Let's just keep it 100. You know what I'm saying? Y'all here because you stupid. You know what I'm saying? That was an example of being extra stupid.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And like, when you really think about it, if all you gonna be is a bottom feeder as far as crime is concerned, then you might as well go get you a job, making $10, $15, $20 an hour, man. All these dudes got these delusions of grandeur, talking about I ain't gonna be working for the white man. You've been a corner boy for 6 years.
But
all you got to show for it is a pair of Jordans and the Honda Accord.
But here's what I don't understand. You got somebody that'll say, I ain't gonna work for the white man. I ain't about to make no minimum wage. Whatever the reason. But how many times have you and anybody else that have worked at any type of institution will have people can be a worker for $1 a day?
There you go. Because when you go to jail, and here's what's tripped out, they be begging for these jobs. Yo, can I be your worker? Can I be your worker? Like, nigga. And like a worker, a deck worker is $1 an hour, $1 a day. A A hallway worker is $1.50. A barber is balling at $2 a day.
Yeah.
And this is what y'all begging me for. But in the world, y'all can't do this though. Like that $10, $15 now. Squares do that shit, man. I don't do that shit. But you begging for this $2 an hour job, still being locked up. Make that, as you say, make that shit make sense.
Right. So okay, why we trying to make shit make sense? So unless you've been living under a rock or really haven't been paying attention to news, they got is a place called Sesame Place. You know what? I'm gonna just play the video first. It's a short video, and we'll discuss it. Like I said, very short video, because you don't need anything more than that to explain this video.
Man, look here. I grew up an avid fan of Sesame Street, now Sesame Place, but back then it was Sesame Street. And this is a total 180 from what Sesame Street was. I don't know if anybody knows the backdrop of how Sesame Street got started, but Sesame Street was actually started by a black psychologist. Because if you look at the early versions of Sesame Street, it was people of color being represented, black people, Hispanics, Asians, very little white representation. That's why all of the puppets had colors to them, right? Yellows, oranges, browns, right? A black psychologist got, because he was looking at the TV landscape and all the images of black and brown people he saw was negative stereotypes. So that's how Sesame Street became. Even the LGBTQ community was represented, because slid under the radar for years. Big Bird, supposed to be representative of the gay community, and his imaginary friend Snuffleupagus, this big goofy elephant with these long eyelashes, right?
Mm-hmm.
I stopped watching the show by then. By the time I was like, damn, that's what that was. Okay, so cool. It is what it is. So for it to go from that to this, where you are openly, without any hesitation, ignoring little black kids. The fact that you're ignoring kids, period, and it's a children's show.
Right.
Fuck anonymity. Anonymity. They need to tell us who that motherfucker is, and he or she needs to be put on blast.
And fine.
Because this is the problem, that we don't want to call shit out, and then when we do call it out, we call it out with this blanket ass statement. We stand against racism in any form, blah blah blah. Blah. Okay, cool. Then we not racist, and we agree that was wrong. Who was in the uniform?
Right.
Put their ass on blast, because it's mighty funny. Because I guarantee you, it's somebody who probably tolerates, minorities, and so you would not know that they were racist. You know what I'm saying? Until you see some shit like this, right? Because I have to believe that the owners of Sesame Place would not have hired this motherfucker had they shown in any of these signs, right? So put the motherfucker on blast. I mean, like this. Look, I don't see anything wrong. You're racist. Be racist. Let me know you're racist so I can give your ass 5 feet.
Right. But okay, now while since we on the subject of race, in Minneapolis, which I don't know why anybody would be a policeman in Minnesota. I'm sorry, but they was already under fire from the George Floyd incident. They wanted to defund the police. They want to ban the police until crime went up when police stopped responding. You also had what you call that? You had people police calling off. You had police saying they, just retiring. Exactly. So crime spiked up real bad in Minneapolis to where they had they vote and let the public vote on if they defund or get rid of the police. They was like, nah, you know what? We need change, but getting rid of the police is probably not the smart thing. So now, another incident happened just the other day where it was a man shooting inside of his apartment, shooting other apartments, almost hit a lady in front of her kids. It was a 6-hour standoff. The police ended up shooting and killing the guy. The guy was a black guy. So Benjamin Crump, and this is I don't mind people being pro-black. I do mind these money hungry pro-black motherfuckers because they not gonna come up to something that's not gonna make them money. And Benjamin Crump is one of them. If he can't get a payday out of something, he's not gonna show up. So he shows up and he's back on his defund the police. The police need to have their own insurance and shit, which is stupid to me. Because if you sit up here and say, well, if the police got to carry their own insurance, and if I have a clean shoot, but then you sue me, now my premium go up.
No, well, I mean, here's where that argument is shit, right? Doctors have their own insurance. Has that stopped motherfuckers from being sued for malpractice? Only thing if you give policemen their own insurance, only thing you're gonna give the crooked cops is a safety net. Well, if they want to sue me, it won't hit me. It'll be $1 million out of my insurance policy. Like you said, my premium will go up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But it won't hit them personally. So that's really a dumbass idea if they stop and think about it. Right. Lawyers have their own insurance. Doctors have their own insurance. And it has not stopped motherfuckers from charging them with malpractice.
Yeah. So the Black Lives Matter showed their face up in front of the apartment where the guy was doing the shooting. And Minnesota woman that almost got hit in front of her kids came out to protest. Now I'm gonna show the video. I spoke to Diz about this a little bit, but as far as I know, you haven't seen the video, right?
Not yet. No.
Okay, so I'm gonna show the video and then we're gonna give our take.
Give my idols because you guys are celebrating his life.
It was a terror. I'm sure it was a terror.
This is not okay. Not okay.
You're alive.
Okay.
Shut up.
You guys need to just let it go. Grief in silence. This is not okay. This is not a George Floyd situation. George Floyd was unarmed. He was unarmed.
You're alive. Sorry.
This is not okay. My kids have to deal with this and probably have a mental illness now because they almost lost their life. There's bullet holes in my kitchen because he sat in the fucking hallway watching my move.
This family wishes this never happened.
I wish it never happened either. Now I don't have a place to call home. I can't sleep that night.
She's obviously going through a moment.
This is not okay.
This is what they want to show on the TV. She's obviously going through a moment.
This is not okay. Just go home. Go home. Because none of you guys knocked on that man's door to check his health.
Shut up. He comes to my house. Shut up, nigga. You're
No, you guys did not come. He did not. You guys did not come and visit that man. This is not the time when the place. It wasn't. This is not. It don't matter. It don't matter. Get away from me. Get away. No, because you think it's okay to get on my kid's in the car. My kid's in the car. My black kid is in the car. He tried to kill me in front of my kids. He tried to kill me in front of my kids. He tried to kill me in front.
Did
Before we touch that, yeah, Derek, you're right. They do choose their own clients to a certain degree with doctors, because if you're working at a clinic or some shit like that. But the point is that the insurance would be an unnecessary safety net for crooked cops. So it's a dumb idea. Like, I don't agree that policemen should have to pay for their own insurance to protect against shit like this. When Benjamin Crump says some shit like that, he's angling from a financial standpoint. Whereas if you have insurance, like if a motherfucker sues a doctor, they know that at the bare minimum, they're going to get most doctors, I haven't heard of a doctor yet that has malpractice insurance less than $1 million. So the $1 million is the starting of the negotiation, right? So you got to figure, if you're walking around as law enforcement and you have a $1 million policy, they may not hit you, but I mean, they're gonna go like, well, we need $1 million because that's what the policy calls for, which is dumb because everything ain't $1 million offense. There's some things that ain't even an offense, but because of the media and the time that we living in, oh, everything like this shit here, right? The problem, we've allowed non-melanated individuals to hijack the narrative. Everybody I saw out there, except the one girl who came up at the end, didn't have a lick of melanin in their system. Now, she had, allegedly, because we ain't see no kids, but allegedly she has half-breed kids. Okay, so she has mixed kids. Okay, that's cool, whatever. But the fact that you all are out there protesting the death of a man who was wielding a gun and could have shot innocent bystanders shows that the motherfucking narrative has gotten skewed. Mm-hmm. The message itself has gotten lost. And something like all this defund the police shit, how's that working in Chicago? Like, police ain't been they've been defunded as far as what they can and can't do within reason. You got so many restrictions put on law enforcement, you got motherfuckers scared to breathe.
Mm-hmm.
You got motherfuckers scared to breathe in a hostile situation. Like, that's another reason why I had what up, Mel? That's the little youngin right there.
Okay, I was going to pronounce her name.
She's from the islands, man. Her name's Melanie.
Okay.
We just call her Mel. But
okay,
but
how you doing, Mel? Because I'll fuck everything up, and I don't want you mad at me.
I got on her today. I say, you've been supporting the show, and she like, not recently because she didn't watch last year. I was like, motherfucker, I just met you 3 weeks ago. So you mean never? So, but yeah, what's up, Mel? So, but with all that being said, the defunding the police has got to be some of the dumbest shit ever. Because what we need to do is say what we mean and mean what we say. Do you want the police defunded? Because when your ass need them, remember you said you didn't want them. Right? So the thing is, do you want police reform or do you want the police defunded? Because here's the reality. Motherfuckers have not seen chaos until you gonna see how many people ain't shit if ain't nobody out here patrolling.
You know what? If you really want to see what that shit look like, pull up some old videos and just them filming out there in Seattle, where they had that
where they had that whole little section of the city section. Man, look, it was people that came up out of there, okay, that said, look, man, we thought we was gonna be safe. And then they was like, while you all around here during the day with the camera, it's one thing. They was like, but at night, you hear rapes, you hear people getting beat up. Oh, I said, so, I mean, what are we really doing? You know what I'm saying? Because here's the reality of it, man. I got 2 Glock 40s. I ain't afraid to let them ride. Exactly. We can defund the police if you want to. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be some motherfucking mamas around here with some brand new black dresses.
So here's my question. Okay, we say in the black community, all black women are queens, right? And we must protect black women at all costs, right?
Okay.
Are those the ones that support your narrative, or those? I mean, which black women do we support? Can somebody please answer that? And I'm gonna play this video again because I'm pretty sure people probably didn't pay attention to what that white boy in the back was yelling.
Oh, when he was like shut up.
You alive?
Ain't what no holes in you. Yeah.
So my
But
question
again,
is,
these are the people that we are letting hijack the narrative. Like
right? But
Malcolm X.
Here's my question: if it's a throw this somebody at Donald that supports Donald Trump that yelled at to a black woman, he would have got his ass whooped, right? If it with black people around, right?
It would have been a problem, yeah.
It would have been a problem.
Mm-hmm.
So this woman right here, why ain't that white boy get his ass whooped?
You talking about the girl that was screaming about almost getting shot?
Yeah. Why ain't that white boy?
First thing they're gonna say is that she ain't black. That's the first thing people.
And that's another problem I have. Which light skinned people do we consider black? The light skinned people that runs with your narrative?
Well, we consider you black because you light skinned, but you got nigga features.
But I'm just saying that, I mean, because we can't pick and choose what we want to consider black. You know,
right.
if you know, we pick and choose. Oh well, you know what? They black. You know, they down for the cause, but they not down for the cause, so they have breeds. You can't have it both ways. But
I mean, but you know what? But you know what? This is the problem, right? Because we live in an era, in a time where people say, "Live your truth." Fuck that. If it ain't true for everybody, then it's not the truth. It's a fucking lie. You know what I'm saying? So they say, well, you know, live your truth or do this or do. No, that's what we say to justify bullshit. Yeah. We need to stop justifying bullshit. Quit being so ultra sensitive around this bitch and be like, yo, this is right. This is wrong. This is what we're going to do. This is not what we're going to do. And stop, you know, it's loosely based on, you know, whoever's in power, so to speak, right now, because like you can't say nothing against nobody except black people. Yeah. You say something against the Jewish community, it's a problem. You say something against Asians, it's a problem. You say something against LGBT, and you don't even have to say nothing negative. Just say I don't agree.
Oh shit! Because I just heard the story yesterday, and I'm glad you said. Let me write this shit down. And I wish I would have thought about it so I could download the video today. So it was a Republican. It was a black professor. I forgot. She from Berkeley. She was talking to this Republican, and she was trying to get this white guy to say that men can have babies. And he won't say it. And she was like, see, that's the problem. You're the problem on why the LGBT and the trans community is being killed and committing suicide.
Okay, so how about I didn't say that men can't have babies? How about God said
that? Exactly.
How about God said my body ain't built to house another human? How about God said that?
I'm telling you, I'm gonna download this video.
So God is homophobic? What are we talking about? God is homophobic?
I'm gonna download that video, and because that would definitely be on the next show, because I'm listening to this shit. And I mean, you know, when I'm watching it like it's gonna be some bullshit because you got the Republican talking about this black lady, and I'm thinking it's gonna be bullshit. But then I'm hearing her talk, and I'm like, hold on, the fuck? So I have to agree with everything that a gay person says.
Nah, and you know what? We've gotten to a point in society where you can't disagree with nobody except black people, and it'd be okay.
Yeah.
Right? If you disagree with like what TD Jakes said, right? If you go listen to it, what he said, he didn't say shit wrong. But you got all these women that want to come up with all of a sudden now he's a misogynist. Now all of a sudden, he's just pushing his own narrative. It's not his narrative. He said that we're raising women to be men and that you need to stop telling me you don't need me and then wonder why I'm not coming around. Women have for years, we talked about this shit. Before COVID, we was 5 years strong, and now we're going into our 6th year doing this show. How many times have we talked about women who claim they don't need a man?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Women will be quick to say some shit about not needing a man, and then in the same fucking argument or sentence or whatever, they'll turn around and say, well, men ain't shit.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, first of all, you said you didn't need me, so why do it matter that I ain't shit? And if you did need me, why do you keep getting the ain't shit dudes? If every dude you deal with ain't shit, maybe it's you. But nobody wants to say that, because the minute you say it, the minute you tell a woman maybe you ain't shit, now it's a problem.
Oh, it's gonna definitely be a problem. But I'm gonna play this video again so people could catch what they didn't hear. Hold on.
They're my idols because you guys are celebrating his life.
It was a terror. I'm sure it was a
This is
terror.
not okay. Okay.
You're alive. Shut
okay.
up.
You guys need to just let it go. Grieve in silence. This is not okay. This is not a George Floyd situation. George Floyd was unarmed. He was unarmed.
You're alive. Sorry.
This is not okay. My kids have to deal with this and probably have a mental illness now because they almost lost their life. There's bullet holes in my kitchen
Not in
because
you,
he
though.
sat in the fucking hallway watching my move.
This family wishes this never happened.
I wish it never happened either. That I don't have a place to call home. I can't sleep that night.
She's obviously going through a moment.
This is not okay.
This is what they want to show on the TV. She's obviously going through a moment.
This is not okay. Just go home. Go home. Because none of you guys knocked on that man's door to check his health.
Shut up. He come to my house. Shut up, nigga. You're
No, you guys did not come. He did not. You guys did not come and visit that man. This is not the time when the It wasn't. It don't matter. It don't matter. Get away from me. Get away. No, because you think it's okay to get on my kid's in the car. My kid's in the car. My black kid is in the car. He tried to kill me in front of my kids. He tried to kill me in front of my kids. He tried to kill me in front.
And I know there's 2 more people in there too. And I'm gonna tell you people that I hate most. I hate white liberals. I can't stand white liberals. White liberals act like they can fix all black problems, and at the end of the day, could give a shit about you. I swear, I'm like all them white people that's out there protesting. I guarantee you, they stay in a lot better neighborhood than she does.
Oh, they stay way the fuck away from that neighborhood.
Exactly.
Guarantee that.
And I knew they like your Benjamin Crump, your Al Sharpton, and Jesse Jackson. They come when it's convenient,
Stir that shit up,
and then go the fuck home.
and then bounce. But see, I tell people all the time, man, it's about upward mobility, right? I was born in the projects, raised on the low end. Cool. No problem. I guess I got my hood cred, right? It is what it is. But you don't want to stay there. Like, why is it a shame when somebody said, man, I ain't trying to stay in the hood? Oh, man, you think you better than us? Because one thing, like, and we've talked about this before. One thing I ain't going to never say is that money ain't going to change me. Money changes a whole lot about me. Money changes the clothes that I wear.
Mm-hmm.
It changes the car that I drive. It changes the place that I live. It changes the opportunities that I present to myself and my kids. So fuck that. Money changes a whole lot. Now, does it change my mentality? No, because I think you can attest to I'm the same asshole today that I was 5 years ago, right?
But you know what's so funny? And I started smiling when you said that because I remember, and I can't call it a debate because it's not a debate when you talking to a stupid nigga.
Right.
When you was
It's
talking
actually what it is that it's teaching. You know, I know where you're
really
gonna go with this.
You was attempting to teach.
Well, here it is. No, it's still teaching. Now, whether or not you accept it, I still gave your ass a lesson. All right. But I know where you're going with this.
So it's a guy, and I'm not gonna name his name because he want to be a so-called comedian and shit. He gonna promote his own shit and he want to come onto the show, you know. But other than that, you know, so he kind of tells LeRon, hey, you know, man, if you grew up in money, you know, you'll still be riding the low riders, and LeRon had to break his ass down. Like, hold on, motherfucker, your whole mentality is different.
Yeah, when you come from money, your mentality is different. That's why we call them wannabes. When you see a motherfucker that come from money and they trying to act like this over here, they're wannabes. Like they're hot. Look, let me tell you something, man. I found like, okay, is Ice Cube a wannabe, or is he simply a poet who's notating what he's seen? Because Ice Cube grew up in the household with his parents, right?
But he also grew up in the hood.
Just outside the hood. I mean, if you listen to Dr. Dre talk about it, Dr. Dre moved out of the hood, and that's how he met Ice Cube, because he went to go live with his aunt.
But they were still in South Central.
They was in the part of South Central that was damn. You remember during the riots where you saw the police barricades? Yeah, they was over there around in that area. Like, so they was borderline safe, right?
Okay.
But but trust me, I'm not taking no credit away from Q, right? But what I'm doing is I'm painting a picture, right? Like a lot of people, we know I love Tupac, right? That's my dude. Met him twice, right? But Pac, you know, I mean, Pac is more of a poet who was documenting what he saw. I mean, did he sell drugs? Yeah. But I know plenty of niggas that sold drugs that ain't hood, dude.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So all I'm saying is that we need to be careful with the narrative. Now, because we took a little bunny trail. Let's talk about people hijacking our narrative, right? We're talking about the white liberals. Let me tell you something, man. I am an alpha through and through. Martin Luther King is my brother. But we all know I subscribe a little bit more to Malcolm X.
Right.
Right? Malcolm tried to tell us, would you rather be with the motherfucking wolf or the fox? Because with the wolf, you see the wolf coming, you know he coming to tear your shit up, so you can be on guard for that. But the fox, right? The fox makes you think that he's cozying up to you. And then he goes for the jugular, right? So that's why I don't have a problem. I am not one of these radicals who believe that white people are inherently evil. That's not where I will ever come from.
Right.
What I do believe is that you can empathize with me, but you can never sympathize with me because you ain't black, right? At any given, and see, I can't wake up and decide I don't want to be black and go through these black problems and take off my black skin. See, at any time you can empathize with my situation, but if it gets too hot for you in the kitchen, you can be like, whoa, I'm backing up. And guess what? You white, they gonna back, they don't give a fuck about what you talk about. Right? So let's just keep it 100. We can't let white people hijack the narrative, and we can't let them take leadership roles in things that affect black people. When we do that, we're giving up, we're giving up our strength.
Yeah.
Right? We're giving.
Well, you know what? But as far as the community, and I think that's what we fuck most, because we let everybody jump on. They use the black struggle as their own. The Jewish community did it. The gay community did it. White people do it. Everybody that has a struggle, women do it. So everybody that has a struggle, they always say it's like the black struggle. No, it's not.
If you notice, anytime that we make too much noise about something that's going on with us, something else will come up, and we'll be like, "Well, we need to address this." Motherfucker, we ain't finished talking about this over here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if this ain't finna blow shit up, let's stay over here and concentrate on what the fuck we're talking about.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because the one of my biggest problems, like I say, look, man, I don't have a problem with nobody. I fuck with people how they fuck with me. If you cool with me, cool. We can get along. We can have a conversation, and I'll stop you in your tracks if you stepping too far out of bounds. It is what it is. But the problem that I have is that black people always are getting pushed to the back for other people's problems.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Civil rights, you know, and here's my thing. They'll dangle one or two successful Negroes in front of us and be like, well, see, it ain't that bad because they made it. Okay, so we're going to look at the 1% of the 13% and say that there's not a problem with racism because you all accept the 1% of the 13. So the remaining 12% of us fuck us, right?
Right.
You know, and it's like, man, look, but now let's look at both sides of the fence, because here's my problem. You get of the 13%, you get too many Negroes that get comfortable, and they want to stand up, march, protest, and all this shit for a little while. But this is a marathon, my man. This is not a sprint. In order, and see, I'm not, look here, man. All this marching and shit, I am not a nonviolent person. I believe in whatever we need to do to get the job done. I'm not advocating no violence, and I'm not advocating that people go out there and start wrecking shit. But what I'm saying is that we've been knocking on the door for fucking years, and we've been ignored. At some point, the door's gonna get kicked in.
Right.
You can't be mad at a motherfucker who, if I'm standing outside, we talked about the polar vortex, right?
Right.
If I'm standing outside freezing and I'm knocking on the door and I know you in there, you're warm, you got food, all that, right? And I'm freezing my ass off. I'm knocking on the door and you keep ignoring me, and I kick your door in. It's called self-preservation.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's called self-preservation. And I'm gonna get off the soapbox. I'm good.
All right, so we got another story. This, like I said, this is a story I just found, and I know Diz ain't saying this because he would have definitely sent it to me. So I'm gonna pull this. Hey, it's some stupid ass shit right here. So take a look.
He slammed her arm into the door, fam, and then drove off, yo.
Look.
First of all, big ups to old girl, because that's dedication right there, home. Because he'd have hit the door the first time, anybody with some sense would be like, look, this shit, fuck that.
Like I said, I stumbled up on this video, and I'm hoping ain't nobody that fucking stupid. Is a gag, it ain't a fake arm because she ain't no sleeves on. Look, man, all I'm gonna say, and I mean this sincerely, if you in a toxic relationship, just leave. I don't know what happened. I don't have a backstory.
No. Stay your toxic ass right there. Because what's gonna happen is that she gonna take that toxic energy to a motherfucker that ain't toxic. No, stay your toxic ass with that stupid ass motherfucker right there. Because she gotta be toxic too.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. Toxic people attract toxic people. You know what I'm saying?
Move to an island or some shit to get that shit away from normal folk. I'm just saying, like, hey, I know me. I'm not a big fan of pain.
You know what? All I'm saying is that, you know what? And you know what? Guess what? Today they probably together.
They might be.
He probably hit her with that shit like, baby, I'm sorry, but you know, you made me do. I was just mad. You know what I mean? You know,
Like
I
she
was
had
just mad.
talking about, oh, yeah, I know you
Right.
were mad, man.
Right. Fuck out of here.
Hey, man, look, hey,
Like,
I'm not a
yo,
fan.
Look, I have seen women with, I mean, well whooped asses. And they be like, oh, he love me. All right, he love you. If that's what love is, if that's what love is, I sure hate to see how bad he whooped your ass if he didn't like you.
You know what? Hey, I think hold on. I think an old time listener has been on the show a couple times. I think he turned him on. So
who's that? Frat?
No, not him. Dr. Daniel Davis from Kennedy King.
Oh shit.
So I'm gonna send him the link. And hey, let me see.
He probably coming on here to correct me and shit. I probably said something wrong.
The second one. You know what? I didn't send him the link this week. I think that's why.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't think he don't do Facebook.
Oh, okay.
So if you want to join, come on and join. As far as I know, he don't do Facebook. I haven't really looked him up. But yeah, like I was saying, man, look, I'm not a big fan of pain, right? One, I'm not gonna put my hand between the door in a car. That's not gonna happen. But two, after you slam it, if I was that stupid, after you slam it the first time, yeah, I think I'm, you know what? Well, I ain't about to get in front on top of a fucking car that's about to move.
Let's start with that. Can we start,
exactly.
Can we just stop right there? Can we just stop?
Yeah.
Look, I've been arguing with, like, okay, so I've been married a long time. I've never gotten to a point where Deborah left and I went and said, let me get on top of this car because I ain't done talking.
Yeah.
Fuck doing that.
Yeah.
Fuck doing that. I mean, how about this? You could take my car. All I'm going to do is call the police.
Exactly.
All right. Let me tell you. Man, did I know you when I had the Camaro?
Yeah.
Okay. So Deborah got mad at me one time and took my Camaro, right? Because you know I don't really like nobody driving my car. It's like, you pay for what you like, I pay for what I like, right?
Right.
So she took my car, and I had OnStar in the car. Right? So I called OnStar. I was like, I said, I went outside the garage and my car's not there. Can I get you to shut it off and like send the location to my phone? So they killed the engine in the car. I'm not. Moral of the story, I'm not hopping on no motherfucking car.
Exactly.
You know?
Shit, when my ex-wife left me, she took her ass to when she moved out to Houston, right? And hey Daniel, I'm gonna get you in there in 1 second. So she moved out to Houston, and the car was she was supposed to be paying the note. She decided she didn't want to pay the note and shit. That's when she asked me if I'll pay the note. And I got a problem with that because one, I can't fuck your credit up. They can. If you don't pay me back, I'm just out of money. Right. So yeah, that's not gonna happen. So when people called me, they was like, "Hey, you gonna run this car?" I was like, "Well, shit, don't kill it. Don't shut it down."
All right,
man. They shut that shit down within seconds.
Yeah.
So let me bring Daniel Davis in here. We got Dr. Davis.
Dr. Davis.
What's up?
What's happening, brother?
It's good, man. Good. Thanks for the invite, man.
Yes, sir. Hey, did you see the last video that I just played?
Nah, literally when I just text you, I just like got free for a second, was like, all right, what am I about to say? Because I only had a second. I was like, let me see what's up with them real quick. I remember you said 4 to 6. So I just figured I'd try to watch it for a minute. But what's up? I couldn't hear you.
I'll show you this video real quick. I want to get your take on it.
All right. How is that?
Man, I don't know. That's what we were just talking about. Like, I'm sorry. I don't like pain. But what's your take on it first?
My wife showed me a clip of that earlier. I was doing something. She was like, "How is this?" I was like, "Yo, what is that?" But is it real? Because how did her arm? I don't see how that's possible because the door shut all the way. Like how would the door shut all the way with somebody's arm in it?
And she didn't broke the
well, I don't know. Like when I was a shorty, I shut the door all the way on. One of my mother's friends, her son, he was like 16. I was probably 12 or something like that. Yeah. And I closed his hand up in the door. Didn't mean to do it. I didn't even know his hand was in the door. But so I don't know. But the arm is definitely a little bit bigger and thicker than the hand.
Right.
But
the position of the door,
right.
But anyway, she didn't react. She didn't flinch. So I don't know if she was high.
I mean,
or if she was just extra crazy. Didn't feel the pain. Or both.
Well, okay. Let's start off from the beginning. You on top of a car. So we already know she's crazy. Right there, you're already crazy.
We can really stop the video right there.
That's a fact. That's a fact. How did I leave that part out?
Two,
that's true.
You put your hand between the car and the door.
Well, she's already shown that her capacity to think critically is flawed.
Yeah.
Like Dr. Davis. I shared this story with David, right? So I had a Camaro. Like, I don't like people driving my car because I pay for what I like. Yeah. I tell people in a minute. People like, they like, yo, can I drive your car? I'm like, my insurance deductible is $500. If you want to drive it, I'm gonna need $500 about you. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna need that deductible just in case something happens to it. Right. You know what I'm saying? Well, what happened if I don't do nothing to it? I never just no refund policy. Right? But so just consider that you had a very expensive rental. You know what I'm saying? So that's how you get a lot of people to back up off that. Can I drive your car shit? Yeah. So my wife got mad at me one time. I had a Camaro. This is like around 2012. They had a 2012 Camaro. I just got rid of a Charger, right? So my wife got mad at me and took the car, took my Camaro. So I didn't trip. I didn't go out there and jump on the car and do all the dumb shit. I called OnStar. I said, I went out and looked for my car in the garage. It's not there. Can I get you to kill the engine and send this location to my phone? And what do you think OnStar did? You know what I'm saying? Like,
did they cooperate?
The moral of the story is you don't go jumping your ass on no car. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, well, since we talking about crazy women, right? How about this crazy woman?
Like, you really just should have paid for all of our food.
For one, I'm not paying for everybody's food. It's your birthday, cool, but I'm not doing that. It's 18.
Why do you gotta pay for all y'all food though?
You brought 18 friends. I'm finna leave you. You staying here with them or you coming with me?
Nobody wants a broke nigga.
Are you?
Whoa, bro!
Hey, I'm gonna go on the record. I think that one's fake.
I hope it was, because
I can't say for sure.
All right, but look,
I can't say for sure, but I think that one's fake.
Fucking with me, she would have been who I used to date.
Exactly.
You dated somebody like that?
No, I'm saying.
Right, you would have broke up with her, right.
Because she like, don't nobody want a broke nigga, like, because you won't pay for 18 of her friends.
Right.
It's your birthday. You know what I'm saying? I've been out with people and been like, yo, it's the birthday. Look, boy, I got you. Don't even trip.
Yeah. Yeah.
But everybody at the table,
right.
And my last name ain't Jordan, Jackson, Tyson, none of that shit. Jay-Z, Kanye, none.
Man, look, when I was in Virginia, it was a group of females, these chicks. I'm called myself hollering at this one chick, right? So I'm like, I'll buy you a drink. Her friends start putting their orders in. I'm like, who the fuck are they? Here's what's gonna happen. If I'm buying all them a drink, we having us one big ass orgy.
Okay, so I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that because I actually had that happen to me as well. Right? Was out at the club, and this girl, you know, I'm trying to holler, bought her a drink. She said, "You, my girl's thirsty too." And so I asked, I said, "So are we all fucking, or what are we doing?" And they was like, "Why I gotta be all like that?" No, I'm saying I'm talking to you. You and I have been having conversation.
Right.
I bought you a drink to keep your attention. I don't give a damn. They could choke on air. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
That ain't got nothing to do with me. You know what I'm saying?
No, it's crazy. I think that video, and again, I'm not sure. I think that particular video might be fake, but that mentality I know is real.
That mentality is definitely real. I remember it was
just like the McDonald's thing is fake.
Yeah.
Right. Now I thought that one was real at first.
I did too.
Yeah.
I thought that one was real.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But it's two girls at lunch. You know, we all went out and had some tacos, right? We get back to the job. So the one girl was like, well, we owe you. I was like, don't worry about it. The other girl was like, oh, don't worry about it. Cross got us. Oh, okay. I got your ass now. So the next time I treated everybody but her ass.
Yeah, there you go. There you
go. You can't be out here entitled like that or taking things for granted.
I need you to stay your ass out of my pocket.
You probably know what I'm talking about because we was all having a discussion on West Control, and she was talking about, well, you know, I'm a single mama, I'm this, I'm that.
Oh.
And I had to cordially let her know I don't give a fuck.
Right.
Because I'm not the one that put you in that situation. If you be a single mama, talk about your
single mother by choice.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Whatever I do from the kindness of my heart. If I'm gonna treat you, I'm gonna treat you because that's something I want to do. I'm not about to treat you because you're a single mother, because I'm not the one that made you a fucking single mother.
Right.
So that's not about to happen.
But you know what? I think that's a weak ass cop out. Maybe it's because I had a strong black mother, right? Or let me just say strong mother, because I believe my mother would have been strong regardless. But like when I hear people like, oh, you know, I got like when we on the job, and what's the first? Well, I got kids. I can't do X, Y. I got kids. You knew you had kids when you took the job. When you took this job, you said you would do X, Y, Z. Now you got the job. Well, I got kids. You might want to hear that shit. And that's the reason why mothers get such a bad rap, because you have a small, finite group of mothers who will do whatever they have to do to make shit happen. And then you have a bigger collective of mothers that want to hold up, but I'm a mother card, and I need you to give me special consideration for X, Y, Z. Nah, when you took this job, you knew you was a mother. I want to hear that shit. It sounds fucked up, but that's real talk.
When I was at Kennedy King, I remember it was a girl walking, and she was complaining to her friend, talking about, my mom need to watch my damn kids and shit. I need a break too. Your mama to open her legs to have your kids, motherfucker.
There you go. And you know, look, I'm the wrong one to be talking about needing a break, because here's the reality. Like my wife would be talking to me about my son and my grandkids, talking about them needing a break. I'm like, how many breaks did we get?
Exactly.
I mean, we was going on anniversary trips with our kids because we couldn't find a babysitter. We was going to dinners and shit with our kids because we couldn't find a babysitter. So I don't want to hear that need a break shit. Yo, you had them, make it work. You know, I am the wrong one to be looking for some sympathy.
No, but you know, it's crazy with that McDonald's video, even though it turned out to be fake, I guess. The conversation around it was real. So all the people, went viral, and look at how many people came out supporting her. So if they made
crazy part,
if they made a fake video, they knew it was going to be outlandish and crazy and kind of wild.
Right.
There's a lot of women and real men too in some instances, but women that were really behind her, like, yeah, she was right, she wasn't wrong, and it's like that.
First of all, she was wrong, but this is my take on it.
Yeah.
She was wrong, but first of all, if you have a woman like that, she's like that, right?
Right.
Yeah. So you don't bring your son something to you. Because I was telling David when that shit came out, it was a chick that I just saw on TikTok, and she was talking about all these dudes in her DMs and shit. And she was like, before you come in my DMs, just know I got 4 kids and 3 baby daddies.
At least she put it out there
Putting it out there, right?
Yeah.
But here's the thing though. So now she's that type, right?
Yeah.
So what I would do, what he should have done, like, and it's fictitious, but in a real world scenario, what you do, you be like, yeah, I'm coming to get my son, and I'm gonna spend a little time with him. You and your son go off and grab something to eat.
Oh, I'm about to bring out an old. I'm about to bring out an oldie. I'm gonna tell you what, if it was real, what he should have did.
My name's Skeeter Mills.
Is that real?
Yeah, that's real.
He was using that.
Oh, let me see that one more time.
My name's Skeeter Mills.
Yo, was she out? She ain't dying, did she?
That's a dude.
That was a dude.
That was a female he hit.
That was a female he hit. Yeah.
All this time, I thought that was a dude.
I never seen that before.
Dudes be wearing their hair like that, so you can't really tell nowadays.
Damn, no, I never seen that one. Woo.
Yeah, shit,
David
used
to play that the last time we was on the show, and he used to say, I'm gonna do this to this. I'm like, all right.
Hey, but I'm just saying, hey, if that McDonald's story was real and she done threw all that food and stuff like that, you not gonna feed my kids. That's what you call Skeeter Mills.
First of all, I want to know how you didn't even.
That was horrible. I didn't see that.
You didn't see the skateboard coming at you?
No, she was looking down at her phone.
Looking down.
Okay, well, that's what you get for not paying attention.
Yeah, that was harsh right there. I never seen
that. You got to pay attention.
Yeah, especially nowadays, you got to pay attention, man. My boys were talking. We was talking about this story that happened back when I was in high school. It was like 495. We was 94. We were at Queen of Peace going to holler at some chicks. Driving on the way back, I was at my brother's Geo Metro. So they up there, we talking shit to the females at the bus stop. Saw a couple dudes, we started talking shit to them. Fuck y'all, all this and that. Man, next thing you know, car swerve up on the side of us. They chasing us now. I sped off, they chasing us.
Oh wait, you was talking shit, then you sped off.
Man, hey, we were acting like we was gangbangers on movies, not in real life. So my boy pulled the plug, all right. He stuck it up so that he got a gun. Man, the butt backfired. We thought these were shooting at us and shit. I'm nervous, the car damn near wrecked my brother's car. We turning around, man. Shit.
Man, ain't nobody playing with no shit like that. What's wrong with you?
More the back then you do that shit. Nowadays, especially in the city of Chicago, yeah, I'm not talking shit to nobody because I got a piece now. So
man, speaking of the crazy city, you heard about that shooting today at the church?
You know what? My brother said we gonna discuss that. My brother sent me the story on that.
But I was telling David, everything old becomes new because ain't nothing new. I was like back in the 20s and 30s, man. That's how mobsters called it. Like somebody dead, catch them at the funeral.
That's a fact.
Somebody getting married, catch them at the wedding.
That's a fact.
Somebody graduating, catch them at the graduation.
That's true.
And this shit is stupid. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm gonna beat this dead drum. We need to stop being so loyal to the Democratic Party, because we can sit up here and say that Democrats are here for black folks. Chicago and Cook County is Democrats, and the only thing that we guarantee that they would do is raise our taxes.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. I mean, being loyal to a party is stupid.
Yes.
Vote for who gonna lie to you the least, because they gonna lie. They gonna lie. I just need you. I just need you. I need you to kiss me on my cheek, before you lie to me. It's this one chick I know. She got a shirt to say "Feed me tacos and tell me I'm pretty." Like make me feel good about myself before you lie to me and shit. You know what I mean?
No, that's real.
So and who gonna lie to me the least? Like they say, man, we gonna raise taxes. Be like, well, we not gonna raise them that much. They tell me that. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, do I believe any of them give a fuck about us?
No.
I don't even believe some of the black politicians give a fuck about it.
Not at all.
You know what I'm saying?
The problem is if I say, okay, I know you run up against Davis, but it don't matter. But he says, I'm voting for you. At that point, fuck you gotta do for me?
Not a damn thing.
That's like if you go tell the female, hey, you know what? I really want to take you on prom. So she knows she got you in the bag, but she gonna check out who else might want to take her, so she can have her best offer.
Right.
If she don't get any other offers or any better offers, I can fall back on him.
I can't even identify with that, man, because I was everybody's first choice.
So you didn't go on prom.
Nigga, I went as a freshman. What that do? Huh? Talk to your boy.
Okay. Nah, but blind
money.
Freshman in college going to high school prom. Huh? That makes sense.
That's a good one right there. I like
that. Okay, I can see like sticking together. I get it.
But blind party loyalty is foolish, though. On either side, Democrat or Republican, is idiotic. To blindly pledge allegiance to a party. And black people, to your point, Dave, you're right, man. The Democrats can count on the black vote no matter what they do or don't do, and that's just idiotic, man.
Because we just had the election here, of course, Tom Dart made it back in, and we all know Lightfoot gonna probably my vote going to Willie Wilson. I'm sorry. When you put your own money up, you got my vote. He didn't raise a dime. He didn't say, well, let's raise this money to buy people gas. He said, I'm putting $1 million of my dollars.
You know what too many people look at with Willie Wilson? If you really tired of the machine, Willie Wilson's who the fuck you should be voting for.
Exactly.
Too many people allow the way he speaks, right, to influence, well, I'm not going to vote for this dude. Listen to the way he sounds. Well, check this out here. You don't get to become independently wealthy by being no fool.
It's true.
Unless your parents,
unless your name is Trump. But I mean, we not.
Yeah, I don't know enough about Willie Wilson to get behind him, but I do agree that putting your money up thing for the people, that at least showing that he's in tune with what the people are needing and how desperate it is out here, and then to put your own money up, that's a big statement.
And you know what? We talked about this on the show before COVID. So it was an organization that raised money to get mothers out for Mother's Day, right? Now, the only problem I had, to get mothers out, that's fine. The only problem I have is when everything's said and done and you get your money back minus the 10%, do you give the people their money back or do that organization keep it? Now, you have you pretty much 100% safe, because if they miss court, you don't get that money back. Well, you didn't lose a dime of yours. If they go to court, you get your money back. Well, you get the money, but you didn't put a dime of yours in it. When Willie Wilson did it for Father's Day, he used his own money to bond the fathers out. So now you taking all the risk.
Right.
Because if they don't show up to court, you lose your money.
Right. Right.
So that's what made me really jump on the Willie Wilson bandwagon. And I rarely just sit up here and just promote a politician unless you're running against Kim Fox or you're running against Lightfoot or you're running against
I wanted to ask
going against Brady.
Yeah. I wanted to ask y'all that, or I like to ask anybody who has some damn common sense this question, right? I haven't had a chance to really talk to anybody about this. What Kim Fox? I hear, and again, I'm not up on these people a lot, like in detail. So I just see what everybody else sees on the surface. But on the surface and what the whispers are, the rumor mill out here, the word on the street is that she's pretty light on criminals. She's letting people out of jail, whatever. My question is, why? What do you think her motivation is to be that way?
She was funded by George Soros, and if you really pay attention to the DAs or the state's attorneys that was funded by George Soros, they all pretty much doing the same thing in these cities. They are real light on criminals.
Why?
So, did he put money behind her?
Yeah, he gave her $2 million. Allegedly. I'm gonna say allegedly. Just in case that number's off.
That's the price tag for integrity is $2 million. Here's what I'm saying. Here's what I'm saying about Kim Fox. And I tell people that when we speak about Kim Fox, we speaking about firsthand knowledge. Before I left the jail, I had a bail bondsman come in. And no, he was leaving the jail. And he was just shaking his head. He's like, you're not gonna believe the shit I just saw in that courtroom. And I was like, well, he's like, the judge set this man's bail, his bond was $5,000, so he needed $500 to walk. Dude said, I don't have it. The judge then turned around and said, well, how much can you afford? That's all under Kim Fox. Because for those of you all who don't know what bail bonds is, what bonds and all that is for, you pay it, you don't show up to court, you forfeit it, the money goes into the into the coffers, what have you. That's the elementary version, right? So for you to then turn around and say, well, this is the bond, this is the bail. He say, I can't afford it. Well, customarily, you just go sit your ass in jail until the next time we see you. To then turn around and say, well, how much can you afford? Fucking with me, I'll be like, hey man, I got 20 on me right now. What's good? You know what I'm saying? My mama's sitting over there. I know she got 20 on her. Can I bounce? That's crazy.
Yeah. So even if George Soros is behind it, what's his motivation? And I get it, this idea of fighting for social justice, equality from the criminal justice system and all that. I get that to a degree. But it sounds and feels like this is like another level of that, right?
But are you really fighting for social justice? Think about it. She just released what was that, a year or two ago, where you had two people fighting. The one guy shot and killed the other one, and she decided at the time not to press charges because it was mutual combat. So my question, and I swear, and I know I shouldn't say this, I would love to see if one of her close family members get into a fight and somebody shoot and kill him. Would you have that same energy and say, well, it was mutual combat, so we're not going to press charges? Because then you'll press charges to the fullest.
Yeah.
So what makes your family better than my family?
Yeah, that's a problematic one. I want to look at the details of that too. That sounds crazy, but it's like, but just in general, see, me personally, I find a huge problem with the bail system in general. I don't think somebody should be too poor to be free. right? Where you know, if some
It
people have
depends on
money,
the crime.
they get you out.
Now, okay. So I'm
Yeah.
no. Okay, so look, I'm gonna ride with you on that.
Yeah,
So this is what we were talking about earlier before you chimed in.
yeah.
When people say defund the police, be careful what you say. Say what you mean and mean what you say. So do we want to defund the law enforcement and legal system, or does it need to be reformed?
Exactly.
Right. We need reformation. We don't need defunding.
Right.
Because we don't need a state of chaos.
Right.
It has to be some kind of order. But the inequalities in the just, like I used to tell black inmates all the time, you know, it's a reason why we only 13% of the population, but y'all are 80% plus of any deck that I walk on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you got to. It's a problem when a white guy can get 12 to 15, 18 years, and then for the same crime, a black man will get murdered. Okay, you figure that would be clear cut across the board. I've seen white dudes get convicted of murder and get 25 years. Right? You figure that's cool. I know another dude that got convicted of manslaughter because he killed a dude in the commission of another crime, a drug buy, right? Got 87 years.
Remember, Diz, remember when they had it was I forgot I know he got natural life, and when they had me and you walk him over because all them white boys were scared.
Mm-hmm.
What?
They really had me. They really had me. I had David walk with me, you know.
The fuck out of here. Hey, dog, I'm gonna tell you what happened. See, Diz was like, hey, Cross, can you show me how to be a good officer and walk him over? I was like, yeah, I take you. I take you under my wing.
Look at you with that light skin energy. You didn't even believe that one.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. And this is you know what? This is the mind frame of a lot of people, right? Now you see Diz a lot bigger than me, a lot stronger than me. We agreed with that, right?
Look a lot better than you. Go ahead. Keep on.
Now he blind too. But you would have somebody test him before me.
Because it was a proven thing. Like they was like and what here was funny. A lot of the older guys that knew me from when I was in like Supermax and stuff, they be telling the young boys, "Hey man, leave big homie alone. He ain't playing." Right? Mm-hmm. But they still, you know, it is what it is, man.
You used to work in Supermax?
I worked in Division 11 when I first got out the academy. That was Supermax. Wow. My dumb ass left there and went to Division 9 and got put in the level system for the entire 5 years I was over there. I worked some form of the level system, and then left and went to RTU, which started out cool, then turned out to be the level system revised because they was allowing these clowns to basically give them a medical diagnosis instead of diagnosing them medically.
Yeah,
like you got cats. You got cats in wheelchairs because they need to show up to court in a wheelchair, but yet they running around my deck. You know what I'm saying?
I had a guy, and this is what he literally told me. He was taking pills so he could get diagnosed as being crazy.
Oh, I can't tell you. Look, I had one dude.
It worked?
Here's the thing. It works in reverse. Like if you have a mental defect, the pills work to calm you down. If there's nothing wrong with you, then they will disconnect some shit. I had a dude that was trying to go for an insanity defense, right? The motherfucker, so the nurse coming around giving the pills. I go to dude's door. I'm like, hey, yo, dog, meds. He's like, nah, man, nah. I said, what's up? You ain't taking your meds? He said, man. He said, that shit make you crazy for real.
I've heard that before too.
Yeah.
So okay, Davis, we talked about this either last show or the show before that. I want to get your take on it. What you think about Brittany Griner?
Oh, listen, man. educate me on this if I'm missing something. But from my understanding, she had a little bit of hashish oil, and got caught, and they had her over there since February. To my knowledge, she didn't have a lot. It was a small, like a smoker's amount, a user's amount. Now, allegedly, or I guess that's the law there. If you're a Russian or in Russia, you have any drugs, they lock you up forever, right? Basically. And the law is the law, right? However, now this is where I need you to educate me if I'm wrong, but I can't help but feel like because of the conflict going on, that she's being used as like a political prisoner. I'm assuming others. I don't know
because we're helping the Ukraine.
Because we're helping Ukraine, yeah. Because we're helping Ukraine, and it's as a bargaining tool to hold in your back pocket just in case it escalates and things get worse. You know, maybe we could do something with this leverage, right? Now, this is assuming that other people may get off or may have gotten off previous to the war. I don't know if that's the case though, right? Because it seems so petty, but by American standards. But so that's one thing, and that's that. But so it feels wrong. But on the flip side, someone like if don't break the law, like you're in another country, follow their law. I get that argument, but it still feels extremely harsh in this circumstance. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's just what it is all the time. The other part though that's really tripping me out is America's response to Brittany Griner. So when I look at social media posts about this and articles, read the comments, etc., even podcasts that mention it, I look to a lot of different podcasts. It seems like white commentators on podcasts officially and then white comments on videos and social media, it seems like white people are much more likely to say or not have any sympathy for her or empathy, if you will, for her. And it feels like it's mostly black people that are trying to ride for her, at least verbally. But then as an administration, I don't feel that there's much action being taken to help her because she's a gold medalist. So it's not just like she's a celebrity or she's like this famous. She actually is somebody who did something for the country, if you will, right? And that she's like a national hero, technically, right? As a gold medalist. So I'm curious if this were a white celebrity athlete or a white Olympian, would the government be more active in trying to get her back? So it's kind of tough for me. So I can't help but feel bad for her. But on the flip side, I do get it. If you're overseas, you have to follow their laws. So it's kind of tough. So it's kind of complex for me.
Okay. Well, me and we both been in the military, and the one thing I've always tell people is you do not want to go to jail in a foreign city, foreign country, because the jail system here, they laugh at us. Like people think it's so rough here, we get laughed at about with our jail system here.
Look here, man. It's three places you don't want to go to jail: Mexico, Russia, and Thailand. No, in any Asian country, you don't want to go to jail. It's not going. And I know you don't want, they're gonna beat your ass, and they may lose your ass.
Africa too. I talked to a couple of African nurses. They said some of the places in Africa, if your family don't feed you. And it also said that people that go into the system, they never get hurt from again.
You kind of broke up. You said it's people that go and never get hurt from again. Is that what you said?
They never get hurt from again. They go into the system and you'll never hear another word from them again. Now I've heard this from African nurses that work with me. So
see my thing with Brittany is this, man. Number one, when you go into countries, you need to know. Like I used to tell people, if you're gonna break the law, know the law that you break. You got to know the game if you're gonna play it. You got to know it. Now she got into the country with it, right? It's the oil and the motherfucking vape pen. You can get another one of them. You got into the country, you got lucky. Throw that shit away before you leave. What the fuck you bringing it back for?
So she got caught coming back.
Coming back. You got into the country, okay, cool. In golf terms, you got a mulligan, right? Throw that shit away, man. I can buy some more of that shit when I get back to the crib.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And I'm gonna tell you what I think happened.
It's tough.
She a celebrity. People know her. Hey, she got this on her. Because why would they just pinpoint her at the airport? So I think somebody told on her. And what Russia wants, allegedly, what Russia wants is one political prisoner be released and the trade for.
Exactly.
But this guy, the guy that they won't release, has a lot of bodies.
And see here, and here's the thing, and here's what I told people: we can't play that game. We can't play that game because it's plenty of motherfuckers being held in Guantanamo Bay.
Mm-hmm.
And so we start releasing one. We didn't open up Pandora's box. We're gonna have to release motherfuckers from Iran, Iraq, and from the motherfucking People's Republic of China. We got motherfuckers that we are holding. You release one, it's gonna be a wrap.
Oh yeah.
So okay, and this all makes sense, but it gets complicated now because two things. One, I know in the United States this is saying like ignorance of the law is not an excuse, right? I get it to an extent, but in reality, are we expected to know all the laws of every country we visit, right? Maybe we are, but it seems like a lot. Now, secondly, if a country has motivations or has motivations to falsely incarcerate one of us overseas, it's like, is our country just supposed to let us go? Because if that's the case, it's scary to go overseas at any time now, right?
So here's the thing as far as that. When you, I can't speak for everybody, but
yeah,
I work for a certain airline right now, right?
Okay.
So when you go overseas, we give you a travel notice. Like, this is what's expected of you to get into the country and get out, right? So now it's up to you. It's like the information is out there. We tell you, go check this website. You know, it's the Sherpa website. Go check this website, and it's gonna give you a lot of information on the do's and don'ts, right? So and drug usage and paraphernalia is on that list. Like,
right. So she knew.
Don't. So she should have. Because
and she's been there plenty of time.
And I was about to say, this wasn't her first trip to Russia. She played over because she plays over there damn near every year in the off season because they pay her like $1 million.
That's true.
Right? Whereas in the WNBA, she ain't seen $1 million yet. They gonna get go get your money. But in getting your money, look, if you tell me, I'm gonna need you to be a priest for the next 3 months to get this meal, man, I ain't looking at a woman. I ain't drinking no alcohol.
Right.
I ain't doing shit but going over there to play ball, and then I can cut the food when I get back here.
Okay, now that makes sense, but y'all hear me out on this. If you're on the highway and there's construction workers, and they're like, this is a speeding, the highway goes down to 45 miles per hour, and it says you violate the speed limit, you might get a $1,000 ticket or punishable by up to 10 years in prison. You're like, damn, that's harsh. So we know as Americans, if we speed through there, we'll get a ticket. Right. Nobody's expecting to go to prison for 10 years, even though it's on the books. My thing is with her, is it one of those things where, yes, technically hashish oil is illegal, but the way things commonly go in Russia, if you get caught with it, you get a slap on the wrist, whatever.
Well, I would say this. That is someone who, because you can't go into another country with American thinking. Once again, they don't think like us.
Yeah.
They don't. And remember, we started the conversation off with, you don't want to go to jail in these countries.
Right.
And look, I can imagine what it's like for a civilian, because I'm talking as someone who was in the military.
Yeah.
You didn't want to go to jail in none of these countries if you was in the military, because it'd be like, yo, dog, you just got to take this. The military will wash their hands of your ass, depending on what country. China, Russia, Mexico,
Japan,
the Orient, period.
Right.
But Mexico, we might flex on them a little bit. But Japan, like the Orient, Russia, it's like, hey, dog, you just gotta take this one. You should have knew better.
Yeah. In Mexico, this white boy told me they walked up to his wife. Police walked up to his wife, was like, "You raped a little girl. Either you gonna give me this money or your ass going to jail." They had to bribe the police. They were gonna put a rape on him.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like, and I've heard something like that before. So it's like, if the government's policy is we're not going to start exchanging for prisoners or helping people, is America essentially saying if you're a citizen and you get caught overseas falsely, whatever, you just leave the country at your own risk? Is that
well, first of all, check this out, and I don't know that. Okay, so I don't know how versed you are with this. this ain't the first time some shit like that can happen. And I ain't talking about like we talking about it because it's Brittany Griner, and we've heard of stories like this with journalists. But shit like this happens to American tourists all the time, right? And the thing is, I tell people all the time, if you going somewhere and you're not familiar with it, stay your ass at the resort.
Yeah.
And if you leave the resort, stay your ass in whatever group you left with. Right? Because the motherfuckers that they get are those adventurers like, oh, I just wanted to go out and walk the city. It's so beautiful. Yeah, all right. Yeah, all right. It's gonna become a taking situation. Except ain't nobody.
What I read up, this lawyer was explaining the Brittany Griner case.
Wow.
And he was saying, because this before she pled guilty, they said she need to plead out because you could have the best defense ever. Russia conviction rate is 99%.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah,
99%. So, with that being said, if that's true, well, we know they ain't just pinpointing Brittany, because if it's 99%, that means a lot of motherfuckers going to jail. And they was like,
out of every 100, ain't but one of you niggas going home. Now, which one is it gonna be?
But that's of the people they choose to arrest, is what I'm saying. Like that they choose.
But see, we don't know who they arrest there because we're not there. Right. So we don't know how many people is being arrested, how many people that's been arrested for any type of drug offenses.
Yeah.
So like this, I said in the beginning, okay, you got it over there, throw that shit away. Like with my ex-wife, the way I used to fuck up and get caught, I buy a pack of condoms, and instead of throwing the other 2 damn condoms away, I kept the other 2 just in case. Now we're talking about a box back then, what, $2?
Oh my God,
$2.50. But my dumb ass wanted to keep the damn condoms.
You gotta quit while you ahead, man. You gotta quit while you ahead.
But that's what I'm saying. I can't blame nobody else for the condoms being fault, but my dumb ass self.
10 years though.
Huh?
They said she facing 10 years.
Well, they said she'll probably get less. If she would have fought it and found guilty, they said she would get 10. They said, well, her best shot to get less is.
Well, she was trying. But see, they were trying to get her to plead so they can get her transported back over here.
Yeah.
Transported to serve time here?
Right.
That's what
Russia ain't going for that. Russia like, yeah. What she gonna do? 2 years over there? Fuck out of here. Russia like, fuck out of here.
So what y'all think she gonna serve 10?
I don't know what she gonna do. I don't know. Look, man, like you said, I know this is a special situation. I know if it was somebody else, yeah, they're gonna serve 10 years. Yeah. And Russia be like, we don't give a fuck. They plead, what is it, 10? And over in Russia, getting convicted in Russia is like fed time. That's 100%, dude.
Yeah.
Ain't
none of that. Ain't none of that day for day good time. Maybe at the most you're gonna do 85%.
Okay. Okay. All right. Yeah. But if this were Taylor Swift, if Taylor Swift got caught with some hashish oil,
Taylor Swift gonna throw the shit away.
No. Well, let's assume Taylor didn't throw it away. She forgot. It slipped her mind. It was in her luggage.
Mm-hmm.
Would the United States ride for her differently than they're riding for Brittany Griner?
Hold up, Dr. Davis. Hold up. I'm gonna let you talk. In just a second. I'm gonna let you talk. But Beyonce had the best video. I need my glasses. I'm
gonna answer your question. I'm gonna say no.
You say no. What?
I don't think the government wouldn't do it. No, because see, this goes farther.
You think they would let Taylor Swift rot in a Russian prison for 10 years?
I'm gonna tell
absolutely
you why.
Not.
I'm gonna tell you why. Because see, when you dealing with money / national security, black and white don't matter. Because like they said earlier, if you let it go and think about it, Taylor Swift, white girl. Other countries know we value white women in this country. We value white women. So they might want 5 prisoners gone now.
But here, hey, But let me tell you how this gonna go with Taylor Swift. Let me peep this game for you. Let me tell you how Taylor Swift will play this. Taylor Swift ain't gonna get found on Taylor Swift. It's gonna get found on her assistant or somebody like that.
Yeah, that's true too.
True.
But come on, man. Come on, man. Look.
True. I'm just saying in theory, hypothetically.
I'm just gonna keep it 1,000 with you. Taylor Swift could have 5 ounces fuck weed of cocaine. It ain't gonna get found on her.
Right.
It's gonna get found on her assistant, on her bodyguard, on somebody else, so that she can keep her lily white image.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You know
Let's say they framed her though. But what if they framed her? When if Putin and them framed her? Would America ride for her, or would they let her ride for 10 years?
They will let her go, because like Dia said earlier, if you make that deal once, you think these other countries ain't about? You got to do it with everybody else.
And you got American to it. Man, Iran, you know Iran and Iraq watching this shit real close. They like, let one motherfucker out there watch how this go.
China,
they like let one motherfucker out there still watch how this gonna go.
So
I mean, because look, from China, Japan, Hong Kong, you got military bases over there. You got whole families that's living over there.
Yeah.
You think somebody wife ain't gonna come up missing? Somebody kids?
Or service member.
They like let one motherfucker out. They watching. They like let one motherfucker from the red curtain out and watch how we do this.
Didn't Trump
they gonna act a stone cold fool.
But didn't Trump help get ASAP Rocky the rapper? Didn't he help him get out of prison in Switzerland?
Think about what you just said, Switzerland.
I mean, yeah.
Think about what you Switzerland.
You got it.
That's like saying that the French let a nigga go. You know what
You said what? You said what?
That's like saying that the French let a nigga go.
Yeah.
The French, the only motherfuckers that be like, y'all at war. Well, we not really gonna take a side. We good.
Yeah, Switzerland's not exactly a military powerhouse. Yeah,
right.
Well, I mean, okay. Look at this. With Iraq and Korea, right? Now you would think, U.S. being as big as we are, Korea said they got weapons of mass destruction. Iraq said they don't. We could be able to go to Korea and like, okay, you're gonna get rid of these weapons. No, what happened? The bigger country, the one that we know could be a threat to us, we go negotiate with. Right. Iraq said they ain't got shit. We go whoop their ass because that's a smaller country.
Right.
Yeah, we went over there looking. We went over there looking for shit and ain't said nothing. And it ain't really the size of it. It's the mentality. Yeah. Do we think that these motherfuckers are scared? See, the motherfuckers in Korea, they've already shown you in the past that they're not scared. Yeah, they like, you may whoop us, but it's gonna be a couple. It's gonna be, look, just as many of us that you kill, we're gonna kill about that many of you motherfuckers.
We'll get our licks in.
So, exactly. And Russia and Russia, we've been had a standoff with Russia since before we was born. Russia, like Kennedy, Bay of Pigs type, Cuba. Look, Russia, like, look here, you got a button, we got a button. You think we give a fuck about pushing it? Try. Right. This is a game of chicken that ain't never gonna get won.
And like this one guy told me, she's cooked. And look, y'all think that Russia don't have money. When we built our navy up to a 500 ship navy, Russia built their navy up. When we started decommissioning ships, we said we was downsizing our navy. Russia did it right behind us. We said Russia broke. Said Russia ain't doing nothing but keeping up with the U.S. What we do, they do.
That's real shit. Look here. Look, Russia, the United States and Russia. We them kids in the playground. We walking. When back in the day, you put your shoulder on the motherfucking show. Y'all walk around in a circle. Mm-hmm. That's the United States and Russia.
Yep.
That's the United States and Russia.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know, motherfucker like you know, you bet what you want to do. Well, what you want to do?
Right.
You ain't finna do shit. You ain't finna do shit. You know that's all we've been doing.
And all it's gonna take somebody to put their hand right there,
Yeah.
and the water.
and it's probably gonna be China. Like, here, slap my hand.
You think y'all think it's gonna pop off like that though? You know, did y'all see that ad? Did y'all see that ad in New York where they did a public service announcement on what to do if a nuclear bomb hits the US? This was like last week.
Where they said you go hide in your basement or something?
Yeah, go in the basement or to the center of a building. But the question is, why are they doing this?
But here's what's even more fucked up.
Unstable.
I live in a state where we don't have basements.
Damn.
You said what? I didn't hear you.
Ain't no basements in Texas, man.
Wow. So what do you do?
You're not gonna find one house in Texas with a fucking basement. Now, if they do have a basement, someone had it made as a fallout shelter. But ain't no, man, don't nobody construct no houses in the state of Texas with no basement. It's either rent style or we go up. Ain't shit going down.
Honestly, if you within 100 miles of a nuclear bomb, the chances of your survival is none.
But the fact that they're even acknowledging this as a possibility.
Think about this. But okay, so we've been here before. Mm-hmm. It was before I was born. But in the 50s and 60s, they did the whole, you know, what to do in case of a nuclear disaster, right? People they did the whole little drills in schools, and people were having fallout shelters built in their cribs and shit like that. Now, that's not to say that it can't happen and it won't happen now, because Putin is definitely a lot crazier than the motherfuckers were that preceded him. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he showed you that. I don't know that he really shows you he a G, because it don't take a whole lot to punk a punk, right? Like everybody, like he punked the shit out of Trump, but it's Trump.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's Trump. You know? So I mean, but he did show you that, yo, if you motherfuckers got the wrong person in office, I got this.
It's
honestly, I think he punked Trump and Biden. But Biden said we're gonna take them funds away from you. Go ahead, motherfucker. Go ahead.
Yeah, he did. He did.
And I'm gonna still attack these motherfuckers.
He did.
You know what? But that's different. That's strategy versus you being on a stage with a motherfucker. Your intelligence community has told you that this is what he's doing.
And you
confront him and say, well, they told me you were doing this. He said, no, I didn't. Well, I trust him. You know, mind control.
Yeah, that was horrible.
That was
horrible.
Now,
he went against his own intelligence on this man's word, who's an enemy or hostile opponent. Yeah, that was horrible.
That was horrible. And then now I'm gonna tell you, now white people not really gonna like this, but the motherfucker who like stood toe to toe with that motherfucker and got him to back down, the nigga they love to hate, Obama. Obama looked that man dead in his face and told him, like, this is what we not gonna do.
That's real.
And he didn't say a damn thing.
That's true.
Right. So okay, now so we talking about the US. What do you all think about us sending $4 billion to Ukraine? One, we selling oil / gasoline to China, but our shit going up. And wouldn't that $4 billion help us more?
Well, anytime that there's a crisis, oil prices go up.
Which I got that, but
the GDs and vice lords could go up. Prices gonna go up. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because that's just an excuse. Because I'm saying that in jest, but think about it. 9/11, gas prices went up, right? Motherfucking COVID.
Yeah,
gas prices went up.
Yeah, they use
anything. What COVID got to do with the gas prices, man? You know what I'm saying? Like every time there's a problem, it's like, yo, because the whole thing is about raising money, right?
Yeah.
Go up on these gas prices, and we can always blame it on something.
Right.
Oh, there's a shortage because of COVID, so we couldn't get the tankers over here. So because we got to wear masks, we couldn't get the motherfucker to get these tankers over here. Like,
and I would say $4 billion is a drop in the bucket for what we got going on.
Yeah, we consider that a lot of money.
Yeah, I don't know. We didn't even feel
that.
The
motherfuckers
$4 billion
that print it though, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that $4 billion.
The niggas still owe people money from the Revolutionary War. You know.
Well, here's the thing: you can send us a little funky ass stimulus, but you send $4 billion to a country that's probably worth about $200 million.
Yeah, I don't know the $4 billion.
I caught that.
What he say? I hear him.
He said you sent $4 billion to a country that's probably worth $200 million. So basically, you sent them more money than they worth.
Oh, wow! you just funded them for the next 20 years, huh?
Hey, exactly. But you got people over here that can use that money.
For sure, but some would say them giving us money is what's causing inflation, right? Like them passing out these stimulus checks is what's causing this inflation. Look, man, I think there's rules. There's obviously rules and principles to economics, but I think all of that stuff's out the window. I think it's so corrupt now. To your point about how anytime there's a tragedy, they raise, that's a excuse to raise gas prices. Yeah. I think corporations run everything, so all the rules of economics things don't apply anymore, especially when we're printing money. I mean, I'm sure you guys have heard technically our dollar is not even worth anything anymore.
Yeah,
because they print.
Oh no, okay, so look, a week or two ago.
Yeah.
For the first time in, I think, 30 years, the dollar is neck and neck. It's worth the exact same thing
as the European,
as the euro.
That just means they over there fucking up too. And plus, corporations are globally powerful, right? They run everything.
Because when we was in the service, I used to convert my money and save it. And that way, when I came back, I'd always come back with more than because I'm like, convert this shit over into this American money, right? But now it ain't no use. It's all even. So y'all fucking up just like we are.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think we're living in an oligarchy anyway, man. I really do believe this wholeheartedly. I think that. And I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I don't want to go off into that world, but I do believe there's some validity to this argument that there are a handful of people that run everything.
Trilateral commission.
Huh?
Trilateral commission.
Yeah, all of that stuff, right? There's a lot of YouTube.
I believe there's a validity to that.
Yeah, there is. Now, I don't go as far as some of these YouTube documentaries like to go, but I think it's reasonable and rational to think there's a handful of trillionaires, honestly, that control and puppet master everything. And then we're fooled into thinking that these are the rules of economics or free market demand and all that. I don't think that's true. So to your point, David, what the government does, sending money over here, sending money over there, it might look bad on the surface, but my belief is that it wouldn't really change anything anyway, because that's not really what's controlling our plight. The prices of bacon being $10 a pack now. I think that has to do with corporations and corporate interests and greed. And same with gas, et cetera, et cetera. That's what I tend to believe.
But not only that, it's also kind of regional how they shifted, because it was funny because Deborah was just back in Chicago 2 weeks ago, right? A week ago. Mm-hmm. And you all's gas prices was like $6 and something, right?
Downtown
here.
I go to Indiana.
But look, let me tell you. Here, the gas had actually dipped, and it was like $4.50 a gallon.
When? A couple months ago?
You talking about in Texas? Out there in Texas.
In Texas?
How about a couple of weeks ago when you all were paying $6?
See what I'm saying?
Right.
Look, I went to go fill up today, and in Indiana, it was $4.87.
It's dropped a little bit in Chicago too, a little bit.
Well, I ain't gonna lie. I refuse to buy too much of anything in Cook County.
Yeah.
And our taxes, because why is Cook County taxes so damn high?
Man.
Oh, hold on a second, man. You know what? Look, I gotta give credit where credit due, David. I see you got a haircut, man. You going to church tomorrow? I forgot to big up you at the beginning.
Nah, man. You know what? Dr. Davis.
You going to church?
I know. I've been a little nervous on cutting my hair, so I finally got it cut yesterday. But I don't know if you because I haven't spoke to you in a while, Dr. Davis. So last year I was diagnosed with cancer.
No, I didn't know that.
So I was going through
it's cool because he rung that bell though. He rung that bell though.
Yeah, I rang the bell. And
what bell? What's talking about?
After your last chemo, you ring the bell.
After your last chemo session, you ring the bell.
You said what? I couldn't hear you.
After the last chemo session, you ring the bell.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, man. Damn, congrats on that. You completed it. Okay.
So I go back Friday to do another PET scan to make sure it's still in remission. But yeah, so I hadn't cut my hair in a while because what's funny is I didn't lose my hair while I was doing chemo. After my last chemo session, I started to lose hair. I started having all the symptoms of having chemo, but I didn't have none of it when I was going through it.
You see his eyebrows still fucked up.
So, like, if you take a look at last week's show, I look like Wolfman Jack and shit, you know.
Really?
Yeah. So yesterday
he's trying to like act like In Vogue and hold on.
No, see, I didn't know about the cancer thing. So when you said that he was scared to get a haircut, I'm thinking because of COVID. I'm thinking he was like scared to take his mask off and go to a barbershop or something. Okay, wow, man. Wow. Damn. How long ago did you get diagnosed?
That was in October?
It was like right before I left, man. Wasn't it?
Wow.
Well, no, remember I was sick. I was sick all last year.
That's right. You were sick before I left, and they kept diagnosing bullshit.
Right.
And you got the official diagnosis.
It was
I got out here in June, so you got the official diagnosis like in August, September.
It was either September, October.
October, right, yeah.
Damn.
Because I started doing chemo in October.
Right.
How long was the process, the chemo?
6 months.
Wow. Was it rough, or you said you didn't really get the symptoms to let it?
That shit rough. Like right here in my chest, I got a port, and they got this thick ass needle that they got to stick you every 2 weeks, and you got to make sure that you got the.
It's still in your chest.
Yeah, I had to get it flushed when I went to the oncologist 2 weeks ago. So they man, I have so you start off as 2 bags of IV for nausea. Then they do another bag that's about a half hour. Then they got this red stuff. It's called a lot of people the slang name they call it Red Devil, and they got to manually inject that into the port. And that shit was scary because after you do that one, the first time you use the bathroom, your pee coming out red. And and then it was 2 more that I had to do. So like in the beginning, man, I was there almost 6-7 hours.
This is per session you doing all this?
Yeah.
And it's every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks.
For 6 months.
Yeah.
You know what? Just listening to it, I get why. You know, you hear people going through and they be like, man, I don't want to go back. Fuck that. Fuck it. I get it.
If it was, I'm gonna tell you the best thing, and this for anybody, man. The best thing you can do for a person that's one, to treat them different, because you already.
Your phone broke up. I mean, your video broke up. I couldn't hear you.
Don't treat them any different than you normally would, because the one thing you that kept me going was the support system, and people didn't treat me different. You know, they treated me like I was still me, you know. So when we play dominoes and stuff like that, they ain't just sit up here and let me win because of the situation that I'm going through, you know.
The only thing I did, I called them and check on them, but I still talk shit.
Yeah,
and it was during football season, so I let them have it every week.
But you know what? But that's it, because you need, you know, you're going through something traumatic, so you need normal shit in your life. You don't want to get treated like you a basket case.
Right.
So
yeah, my father's going through that now. Not chemo. He's doing proton therapy. He got diagnosed with prostate cancer.
What's proton therapy?
Proton therapy is like radiation where they zap the tumor directly.
Okay.
It's like you got to just go back 25 days in a row, and it's like a real quick procedure.
It does it 25 days every day for
25 days. The first time he did it, it was 40 days. So he had to travel up. He had to travel to do it, but it's real quick and it's painless. But you have to do it consistently every day in a row to zap it. So he did it the first time 10 years ago. Then the cancer started coming back recently. He's doing it again now.
Wow. Well, he's gonna definitely be in my prayers.
No, I appreciate you, man. But yeah, so he didn't go through the chemo process, but I think if this doesn't work, then the next step would be chemo, I believe.
Now, hopefully it works, because I'm telling you, man, that chemo, and see, I was at stage 4 when they found it. And
stage 4.
Yeah. And yo, okay, so look, I could tell you this now because you better, right? Good. But that initially worried me, right? Because my stepfather, when he was finally diagnosed right before he passed, that's where he was at.
Yeah.
You know, so when you told me that, I was like, God damn, man. I was like, all right, that's why I just kept saying, man, we just gonna believe that, you know, that we got this, whatever. But that fucked with me for a minute because I was like, nah, man, come on. You know?
Right. But you know what? I made a promise to myself. I was like, you know what? If it's my time, I'm going to enjoy life. I'm going to go out with a bang. If it's not my time, I'm going to still enjoy life. So I stayed upbeat. I mean, I'm human, so I have my days to where, you know, I have my bad days.
I ain't gonna lie, man. If I think it's about to be short, I'm about to tell Jeff. I'll be like, yo, what's this little honey I was looking at? Think I can get past. I mean, because I'm.
You a good one asking for a pass at that point. The hell you need a pass for?
I'm like, because you know, I don't want to leave on a bad note. You know what I mean? I'm like,
you know what? Hey, he trying to make sure he got his stairway to heaven. So if you get hey, he said it was good.
I get to the gates and they be like, you know what you did for you. I'm like, but she knew. She was cool though.
Yeah, see, I wasn't thinking about no passes. It be, it is what it is.
Right. Hey, so you know what, Dr. Davis, we're not gonna have a show next week. Because prior to us deciding to come back, I had already made plans to take kids to the water park.
Cool.
And I know Diaz got something to do. So in 2 weeks, man, you know you always welcome to come on.
Appreciate you.
But you know what? See, the last time he was on, this pretty motherfucker had all the women talking about how cute he was and shit. So go back to that shit, we ain't gonna let your ass back up.
Pretty Ricky. Pretty Ricky ass nigga. Like,
hey, I didn't see none of that. Did nobody tell me that? I didn't know that.
Hey, they was typing in the comment box.
It's all in the comments. We know I'm the sex symbol of the show. And then here you come. Like, who the light-skinned dude with the beard? Who? I'm like, what?
I didn't know that. I didn't even think to look, man. I didn't even think to look.
Yeah. But you know, you always welcome to come on, man. We always enjoy you, man. You know.
No, I enjoy y'all, man. This is cool, man. This is cool. I appreciate y'all. And yeah, I'll check in with y'all and see, man. If y'all have me back on, I'm always down to chop it up with y'all if I'm free.
Well, you know what?
We got 2 weeks, so you know we're gonna have a lot to talk about.
Right, man.
It's gonna be a lot of.
Where's the other host? What's her name? The lady,
Michelle. Yeah, Michelle. She had something to do today, so we knew she wasn't gonna be on today.
So look, before we get out of here, Deion Sanders walking in how he talking. That brother, the second year in a row, has donated his whole salary to Jackson State to improve their athletic department.
That's what's up.
You got to commend him for that, man. Shout out to Deion. I didn't know that. Yeah, shout out to Prime.
Yeah.
Real dude.
He told me that right before the show.
Real dude, man.
So.
Yeah, man. All right, so y'all just stay in tune with me, man, and we'll see what's up, man. Y'all be cool.
No doubt.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, y'all make sure y'all tune in to us in 2 weeks.
All right,
we out of here, y'all.